All right. We're live. What's up, everybody? How are you doing? Let me just introduce somebody who needs no introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Dore. How you doing, Jimmy?
You could still give me a nice introduction. It's always nice to hear what people think of you when they introduce you, because that's anyway, go ahead.
Well, journalist, political commentator, professional provocateur, and now trending #1 on Twitter in politics. Is that right? You caused quite a storm in the last couple of days. How does it feel?
It just goes to show you how bankrupt the progressive left is politically in America, that this is the people people are giving me credit for this idea. I don't know if you open up any political playbook 101, it says extract something for your vote. That's my idea. That's how much they're not doing politics. That's what progressives who get elected inside the Democratic Party, that's how little they're doing to advance the progressive agenda. It never dawned on them to extract something for their vote for the Speaker of the House when they have complete leverage.
I know,
so let's put it this way. Let me put it this way. Let's say instead of the 7 people or 8 people who are in the squad or in progressives inside the Democratic Party, let's say that those people were elected to Congress as an independent party. Well, right. Nancy Pelosi wouldn't necessarily think she had their vote. She would have to come and offer them something. So in this position, it hurts us to have them. It would be much better if they were not inside that party. Because they would be able to flex their leverage. Now they won't even do it because again, as we've said a million times, you don't change the Democratic Party, the Democratic Party changes you. If you go watch a video I just dropped today with Justin Jackson from the LA Chargers, I use AOC's own words against her. It's not my idea to extract something for your own vote. That's politics 101. Number 2, it's AOC's own words. She ran while she was campaigning. She was complaining that we can't even get a vote for Medicare for all on the floor. We're in a country where 9 out of 10 Democrats want it. We can't even get a vote on the floor. And she said, we can't wait 100 years. We need this now. All it takes is courage. That's what she said when she was running, Richard. And now she could do it like that. And so she keeps changing her story. Her first story was it was a bad idea to do it. It was a bad idea to do it because it wouldn't pass. And then now she's saying, oh, no, we are negotiating for things behind the scenes.
Right?
Why isn't Medicare for all one of those things? I don't think anybody voted for you so you could go negotiate on pay-go exceptions during the middle of a fucking deadly pandemic. I think everybody voted for you so you could go withhold your vote to get something. And how about Medicare for all? Because she's the one who ran on it. She's the one who said it has to happen now. All it takes is political courage. And if you don't believe me, go watch the video I just dropped with Justin Jackson from the LA Chargers. I play all those videos. It's stunning what she won't do now that she's elected, that she said she would do and that we must do. It's stunning.
It's unbelievable. The double talk is staggering. Like she'll openly advocate for the right strategy, which is what you're saying now, and then she won't do it. Like she'll say to your face, like, yeah, we're gonna pressure them, we're gonna do all of this, and then she won't fucking do it. And then she'll come on Twitter and lecture people. And by the way, another clip. You remember that Netflix documentary they did, Knock Down the House, I think it was called, where she's in it. There's a part, if I'm not mistaken, it was in that documentary where she says, and this is while she's running, she says, if I'm just a one-term congresswoman, then so be it. I'm paraphrasing. But that's what she said. Where is it?
Where is it? So that was all talk. And so what is happening right now?
We fucking told him, man.
And what is happening right now is the game is being revealed. They can't, right? That's why I'm trending #1 right now on Twitter. Of course, all my haters are coming out of the woodwork with any old gripe people had about me. They're tweeting it. Hey, remember when Jimmy said this mean thing to me 3 years ago? You remember that? Oh, everybody. So that's what happens when you're trending #1. But
let me just show real quick.
The good part is now What show? What?
I have some of these samples. Go ahead, continue. I'm going to pull them up on the screen. Some of these samples.
Please don't bring up tweets of my haters.
No.
I would appreciate you not do that.
No, I want to pull what you said earlier. That you were not implying, you were demanding. You're demanding.
Oh, right. That's
right. You want to elaborate on that?
So, Twitter tweeted out that I was #1 trending in politics, and that I was also trending, and Dwayne was drowning in the bathtub, and they said that I implied that AOC had responded to Jimmy Dore, implying that, here it is.
There we go.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez responds to political commentator Jimmy Dore after he implies that she and other progressive Democrats should withhold their vote for Nancy Pelosi for House Speaker until they get commitments on initiatives like Medicare for All. That's called Politics 101. And I retweeted that, and I said, I didn't imply, I'm demanding.
Right.
I'm demanding that. And so, AOC also tweets out a million times, this, you have to make people uncomfortable. They don't like me because I make them uncomfortable. I'm like, no. Now it's the time for you to make Nancy Pelosi uncomfortable, demand something for your vote. And so the idea is right now, that Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats are so corrupt, they lost seats in the House under Donald Trump. That's how horrible they are, because they won't offer any solutions to people. They won't offer them health care in the middle of a pandemic. They won't offer them a UBI when they close their businesses. They won't do anything for them, right? They won't do anything. So the idea is now the Democrats have only a few vote majority. So Nancy Pelosi needs the votes of the progressives. So let's say there's 7, 8 super progressives in the squad. Now with Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman, they can tell Nancy Pelosi, you need to bring Medicare for All up for a vote on the floor, or we're going to withhold our vote, and you're going to lose the speakership. Now and so people are saying, oh my God, that would be career suicide. No, that's how you play politics. And it's up now to because guess who did this to Nancy Pelosi last time? The Blue Dog Democrats. They did this to her last time. She capitulated and moved to the right for them. And so that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Now they hold all the cards. And if they don't do this, it reveals they'll never do it. So the bullshit excuse is somehow they can't afford to lose the speakership. No, that's up to Nancy Pelosi. That's up to Nancy Pelosi.
You're supposed to threaten her with something. What is the point if you say I don't take corporate money, and then when you get into Congress, you start acting like people who take corporate money? You won't step out of line. Screw Pelosi. Man, these people act like she's some kind of do they not understand that this woman is a war criminal? She covered up Bush's torture.
Richard, Nancy Pelosi is less popular than Trump by a mile in the United States. By a fucking mile. She's less popular than Trump by a mile in the United States. And still people like AOC bow down to her. It's fucking nuts. And you're right. Nancy Pelosi is complicit in war crimes. I've talked about that on my show. She covered up torture, that George Bush. And that's why she said impeachment's off the table. Why is impeachment off the table? Because at the hearing, it would be brought up that she was complicit in torture.
Yeah, covering her own ass as usual, but it's unbelievable how they talk about these people as if, they have some kind of moral high ground or some kind of, legacy behind them. I mean, they're scum. These people are scum. She spent 40 years in politics, right? She's been Speaker of the House under multiple administrations, screwing over workers. But she has a poster for Medicare for All in her basement, right? So that's okay. I mean, what are you protecting here? Screw her. So what if she loses the speakership? At least you fought for something. You did what you were elected to do. Do your fucking job.
So Nancy Pelosi is doing her job. Her job is to represent the oligarchs, right? So that's exactly what she's doing. She is an oligarch. She's a 100 millionaire. Her husband's company got checks from the bailout. Did you get a check from the bailout? So and right now, she's the one who's standing in the way of getting those checks. It's nuts to have the progressives be elected to the Democratic Party, have them not take corporate money, and then do whatever the people who take that money tell them to do anyway. And people also forget that the squad, including Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, everyone who calls himself a progressive, voted for the largest upward transfer of wealth in the history of the human race during the CARES Act. Now, that's not being reported because the corporate media doesn't want you to know that. They don't want you to actually revolt, because if people knew exactly what happened in the CARES Act, they would revolt. And AOC, Bro Khanna, every Democrat who calls himself a progressive voted for that. And AOC then lied later and tried to pretend she didn't vote for it. I called her out. I did a video that showed she was not being true. She did actually vote for it. And she used a lot of weasel words. She goes, well, I would have voted against it. What do you mean? Would have? Anyway, so the CARES Act was what Naomi Klein talks about in the shock doctrine. If you read that, Disaster Capitalism. So the last time we had an economic crash, they used those moments of crisis to transfer money upwards. Everyone knows this. And so then when this happened, it took them months to do it last time when Barack Obama became president, to shift that money upwards, right? Through the TARP and all that other stuff and the bailout of the, so it took them a while to do it. That now they had it done like in a week. And so what they were supposed to do is Bernie Sanders was supposed to put a hold on that bill, because he can, as a senator, you can put a hold on anything for any reason. And he didn't do that. In fact, not only that, he voted for it. Yeah. And not only that, he voted for it while AOC was in the House saying this is crumbs and blaming the Republicans for it. She was saying this is crumbs. Then why are you all voting for it? Why don't you guys control the House? Why don't you hold out for something? And so now 19 million people are on the brink of eviction, and we have thousands and thousands of people in food lines, and now people can maybe connect that. That's because of the CARES Act, when they were supposed to do something to take care of you. And I was the only one screaming about it. AOC and Bernie Sanders were selling you out at nuclear speed in the most unbelievable way possible, the largest upward transfer of wealth in history. And now that's why we can't get any relief from Mitch McConnell, because they already got their $5 trillion. When they wanted their $5 trillion in March during the CARES, that's when we had all our power and all our leverage to get Medicare for all during a pandemic. That was when we could get a UBI during a economic shutdown. That's when we could get rent relief and mortgage relief. That's when we could have got those things, but nobody was even asking for it because the progressives were all voting for it.
No, but Jimmy, how dare you demand something of your politicians? You're a grifter. You can't do that.
Right.
How dare you?
Bernie Sanders goes on fucking news shows and they don't even ask him about the CARES Act because they don't even know what's in it. They have no idea what's going on. They're still giving Bernie Sanders credit for the unemployment insurance because he gave a speech. Yeah. The unemployment was already in that bill. That wasn't written by Bernie Sanders, and it was already agreed to. It was already in the bill. Bernie gave a grandstanding speech that had no effect on that fucking unemployment insurance. And then he lied to people and said he did get you the unemployment insurance. That is a fucking lie. And I'm the only one who called it out on my show. And that's another reason why I'm trending, because it's a big lane for fucking telling the truth about the progressives. It's a big lane. Nobody else is fucking doing it. So finally, this idea, which is politics 101, is you're supposed to extract something for your vote. I'm telling them to get Nancy Pelosi to agree to a vote for Medicare for all during the middle of a deadly pandemic. And now we're trending because nobody thought of this. Fucking right, they thought of this. They just hope nobody held their feet to the fire over it because people want Medicare for all.
But Jimmy, hold on. I think I found a compromise for us. What do you think of these beautiful masks over here that AOC has come up with that say Medicare for all on them?
Oh, baby, that's awesome.
I mean, this is performance. They go around selling merch that says Medicare for all. No one wants the merch. They want the Medicare for all. I mean, this is obscene. I'm seeing, friends, family, close people that are close to me in the U.S. suffering like this. I don't even necessarily need to know someone there, but just to see how this country that has the largest economy in history, the richest nation on earth, is screwing over its people like that. I mean, it's absolutely unreal. And if you step out of line and you demand the basic minimum that these people who ran on this policy, who were banging the drums, we're going to be different. We're not taking corporate money. We're going to fight for these things. Well, fucking fight for it then. It's like you said, we have the CARES Act, this leverage that they can use.
Richard, what they're revealing is they will never fight for it. They'll do it if it's easy. They'll do anything that Nancy Pelosi agrees to but they won't do anything that Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to do, nor will they force her to do it. That's not politics. They're not playing politics. There's no point to vote for these people inside the Democratic Party, and they're revealing their own hand. What they'll also say, AOC, is it wouldn't pass. Oh, really? I want to see who the fuck inside the Democratic Party is going to vote against Medicare for all during the middle of a deadly pandemic. And if there are those people who are right now sitting in the House of Representatives, we ought to know who the fuck that is. But I guarantee you, they bring this up for a vote, it will pass.
Yeah, it's unreal. Like, and then she has the stones to come on Twitter, all of them, and not just her, but all of them. They have the stones to come and lecture you. Like this concept is fucking unreal. I mean, other countries, other developed countries have healthcare. They have universal healthcare. They take care of their populace. These people are fucking you over, and then they come to lecture you about why they should be allowed to fuck you over. It's unreal, and people just allow this to happen and justify it, and then they call themselves journalists. I mean, this is fucking unbelievable. You know, these are the people who are insulating the progressives from any kind of grassroots pushback, right? They're the ones protecting them. All these blue checkmark lefties, you know, that they pretend to be. They're just fucking liberals. They're just covering for them.
Using Donald Trump to raise money for their failed fucking organizations. That's all that. But God damn it. Anyway.
When's the last time?
Very easy to do. It's very doable. If they don't do this, so if they vote on who's going to be the speaker the first week of the session, which is the first week of January. So it doesn't necessarily happen on the first day. It happens somewhere in that week. And if they don't do this, if they don't extract something huge, so they've tried 3 or 4 different ways to gaslight us now. Mark Pocan, who was the co-chair of the Progressive Caucus, he tried to gaslight. We blew his shit out of the water. Then AOC, they took a whole week. And then AOC on Friday night decided to not respond to me, who's the guy trending, but to Justin Jackson, an NFL football player. Isn't that hilarious? And
it's unbelievable. Like she won't even acknowledge you, and she just, you know, she'll answer everyone else, but she won't talk to you. Isn't that weird?
It's weird how she did independent progressive media. That's kind of weird that she would do that. That's kind of that's what is that called? A weird flex?
So I just real quickly, I just want to pull up the tweet by Justin Jackson over here. This is what he said. If AOC and the squad don't do what Jimmy Dore has suggested and withhold their vote for Pelosi for speakership, unless Medicare for All gets brought to the floor for a vote, they will be revealing themselves. Power concedes nothing without a demand. And they've revealed themselves. When's the last time she went on your show?
So I was the first one to have AOC on my show. I was the first one to have Cori Bush on my show. She came on our show. We gave her a big boost, and then she ghosted us. And that was the last we heard of AOC. And then as she got that, and then when she won the election, she got rid of the staff that was most antagonistic to the Democratic Party, and she filled it with hacks from inside the party. That's true. Everyone knows that. She said she wouldn't vote for Nancy Pelosi as speaker. First thing she did was she voted for Nancy Pelosi as speaker.
How can you do that?
She said that. She said she wasn't going to vote for Nancy Pelosi as speaker. It wasn't going to be business as usual, all that shit. And then that's the first thing she did, and you knew it was over. From there, it was over. Yeah. She's an actress. And that's what this is proving.
Yeah, it's unbeliviable. You know,
all week. They had all week, and that's the bullshit excuses they came up. First, they came up with it would be a mistake to negotiate, and then they decided, oh my God, no, we are negotiating. It's just a secret. It's a secret what we're negotiating. What the fuck? Well, guess what? It's not a secret what we want you to negotiate. We want you to get fucking Medicare for all for your vote. I don't want you to get a pay-go exemption, you gaslighting, bullshitting actress.
They had no problem passing the new defense budget. That was no problem negotiating and passing that.
$740 billion. No problem. 740. We didn't go back to where we were under Obama. We didn't go back to where we were before the Afghanistan war. We didn't go back to where we were for the Iraq. We kept $140 extra billion since Barack Obama left that White House. $140 billion, not once, every year in perpetuity. That's how much extra we're spending since Barack Obama left. So that's a year extra. So that could solve homelessness 5 times over every year, what we're spending extra. So what the United States is a failed state. When you can't get education, healthcare, clean water to your own people, that's called a failed state. When you can't provide an economy, work, jobs for your own people, that's called a failed state.
Jimmy, look, it's okay though, because where I'm born in Syria, we're getting bombed at least, so the money's going to a good use. Don't worry about it. At least something's happening with the money, right? It's not all bad. At least there'll be rainbow colored drones now, and solar powered B-52s, and you name it, right? I mean, it's funny how they always know what's best and what the right time is, right? It's just even when Trump did this fake pullout of Syria, AOC was saying, "Oh, that it's not the right time. This is reckless. We need the Arabs to be occupied a little longer. It's not the right time." And that's the same thing with Medicare for all. You people can live without healthcare for a little while. It's not the right time.
Which is exactly the opposite of what she said when she was running, Richard. That's the whole point. When she was running, she was saying the time is now. She was saying, I don't have to wait 100 years. All it takes is courage. The time is now. Well, here she gets elected, and no, it's not the time. The problem with here's the problem. It's hilarious. They're a fucking cartoon now, and they're easy to expose. So D-Day is the first week of January, and we're going to find out exactly if what I've been saying for the last 5 years is that it is a fool's errand to vote for a progressive inside the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
But here we go. They're gonna prove me right or prove me wrong. And honestly, I'd rather be proven wrong. I'd rather have them do this and get a vote for Medicare for all brought to the floor and it passes. I'd rather have that happen than have them not do this and prove me right.
Absolutely, but unfortunately, I think we both know what's going to happen. We're not going to kid ourselves here. We both know what's going to happen. Nothing will fundamentally change, right? That's the slogan. If these people are able to vote for a war criminal like Pelosi and tell you to go vote for Joe fucking Biden, they have no conscience anymore. It's gone. They have no moral compass. It's out the window. I mean, this is insane. It's Republicans, Democrats. It's like trying to differentiate between the Gestapo and the SS. I mean, they're scum. They're evil. I don't even understand how you can join a party, much less like that. Much less go in and try to pretend like you're going to reform it. I mean, they're just making a fool out of people. They really are. They think people are suckers.
Well, if
it's
you
disgusting.
Watch the Justice Democrats, which AOC is a part of. They all run on, we're going to go against the establishment, but they're only going against the Republican establishment.
Right.
And everyone knows that this is a one part. The problem is we have one party rule. It isn't just the Republicans. Nancy Pelosi is just as complicit in that war budget, in passing Trump's entire legislative agenda, including money for his fucking border wall, as the Republicans are. And we elect them to go oppose Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer just as much as we elect them to go oppose Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump. And now they're not. Now they're the errand boys of Joe Biden. Now they're the errand boys of Nancy Pelosi. And who is Nancy Pelosi? She's the errand boy of Wall Street. So we elect progressives to go vote for. They voted for the fucking surveillance state to expand the Patriot Act. What the fuck? They voted for the largest upward transfer of wealth in history. And the problem is nobody else knows about that. No other progressive shows know what was in the CARES Act, and they won't hold their feet to the fire on that. So they get away with that.
Man, I was digging through that. I think it was the fourth one. They had this new clause that Pelosi put in to give PPP money, the small business money, to fucking Israel, to dark money groups, to lobbyists, to the people that are corrupting Washington, that have $1 million salaries. They're getting small business money. No one covered this. No one gave a crap. It's unbelievable. It's beyond laziness. It's like they know what's there. They just don't want to look, and they don't want to, rock the boat whatsoever because they're looking for jobs at MSN fucking BC. I don't know. It's disgusting. By the way,
don't we give Israel $38 billion? Don't we just give them $38 billion? Yeah. Guess what Israel has that we don't? Medicare for all.
Yeah. The irony, right?
Guess what? Guess what Russia has? You know, this Russia is the big enemy of the United States. Guess they have Medicare for all. Isn't that amazing? Guess what California is? California is the 5th largest economy in the world, a bigger economy than Russia. California. And it's run by a Democratic governor. It has a supermajority Democratic Senate and a Democratic House. Supermajority, meaning they could do anything they want and Republicans can't stop them. Guess what we don't have? We don't have Medicare for all in California, the 5th largest economy in the fucking world. We don't have that. We don't have free college. We have homeless people sleeping under every fucking bridge in Los Angeles and San Francisco. It's a failed state. Another fucking failed state. And this is 100% Democrat run. So this idea that voting for Democrats inside the Democratic Party is a solution to anything is ridiculous. And if this situation right now, in the middle of a deadly pandemic, where the most progressive members of the Democratic Party won't fight for you one little fucking bit to get health care, if that doesn't disabuse you of your idea of taking over the party, then nothing will.
That's it, man. That's it. These people need to get it through their heads. You're not going to reform the Democratic Party or Washington, D.C. or Wall Street. They will reform you. They will absorb you. They will co-opt you. This is an infantile thought to think that you can elect a bunch of progressives. And it's funny how they play the same game, because then they'll tell you, well, what did you expect? It's just 4 congresswomen. They can't do all this by themselves. What the fuck? Why the fuck are you lauding them then? Like they're going to, change the entire establishment. Which one is it? Pick one.
There are only 4 of the most powerful people in the entire world. Wow, how could they possibly do anything? When you elect someone to government, that's not for them to have power. That's so they go there and take orders. That's so they go there and worry about their careers. You know how you get real? You know how you make yourself have a good career in politics is you make sure you get reelected. And you know how you get reelected is you be seen fighting for the people that vote for you. You know how you don't get reelected? You end up like Joe Crowley, where you don't challenge Nancy Pelosi. That's what AOC's doing. We could have voted for Joe Crowley to go there and fucking do what Nancy Pelosi wanted. That's exactly what AOC's doing. And fuck off. Go look at my Twitter thread. Go watch my video with Justin Jackson. She is completely exposing herself right now and the squad and the fool's errand of voting for fucking progressives inside the Democratic Party. And that's why we're starting the People's Party. And that's why we got a lot of people on board. Nina Turner, Cornel West, so many people. So it's time for a People's Party. It's time for a third party. I think people realize that.
And just one last thing, Jimmy, before I let you go. Near attendant. Whoa, man, when she got that fucking appointment, you're the first person I thought of. I was like, he's gonna lose it. Man, this cockroach, I cannot believe. I mean, I can. It's like I'm not surprised. I'm still disgusted though. Just what was your first thought when you saw that?
I was like, I'm going to release the video of when I met her at the debate in Miami. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. So I dropped that video immediately. That was a video that I'd only play at live shows, right? So I have certain videos I saved just for the live shows, so they're extra special, and that was one of them. And you could see me, from the TV. You could see me sitting on the aisle, and Nate and Eric come. It's a great. So that's what I was thinking of. And my second thought was, I'll bet you any fucking money Bernie doesn't A, say anything, and B, votes for her. He didn't say anything.
Yeah, he's gonna hand her his balls, and she's gonna hang him, somewhere in her office on the wall. We already know. We already know. Like his good friend Joe Biden. Jimmy, what's your Twitter handle? What's your website? Where can people find your videos, especially the one you just mentioned where you met Nira? I saw it on your YouTube.
Yeah, just go to Jimmy Dore Show on YouTube, and then my Twitter handle is at Jimmy_Dore, Dore. So it's pretty easy to find. There you go.
There you go. I mean, everybody knows already. Jimmy, from one jagoff to another, it's a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much. And
good luck.
Thank you. Be well. We'll catch up. All right. Be well. Take care.
Okay, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.